Welcome back to Athletic Every Day, day number 26. And today was a mixed upper body day. When I say mixed upper body day, I mean that I'm combining classical kind of barbell strength training with calisthenics training. I guess you could also call it gymnastics training, sort of upper body gymnastics training. I mean, some people would call calisthenics just like gymnastics light. I think that's a funny name for it. But I think that those two are probably the best options for training upper body. I'm not really a fan of bodybuilding type training, kind of shorter range of motion movements, just trying to get as much blood flow into the muscle as possible, where you're just trying to focus on hypertrophy. Don't get me wrong, I do like aesthetics. You see me posing before, I like to, look aesthetic, but I think that doing it this way is a lot better, in my opinion, because you not only get to look good, and you also get to perform good as well. You get to do cool stuff. Yeah, you probably might get a big back faster if you do bodybuilding movements, but isn't it much cooler to have a big back, an aesthetic back, and also be able to do a front lever, muscle up, endless sets of pull-ups. To me, I think that it's not even a question which one's cooler, but again, it's subjective, it's a matter of preference. Who am I to say if bodybuilding's better or worse? So I wanted to focus on overhead press first because it is probably one of my weakest lifts. I really should be pressing body weight by this point, but I'm not. And I'm just gradually increasing it every week. So I'm doing sets of 4 at the moment, and I'm just trying to overload by 2.5 kilos every single week, or at least try and increase the volume on the sets. Currently it's 4 sets of 4. I planned on doing 5 sets of 4, but the 5th set wasn't there last week. So 4 sets of 4, and I'm doing it twice a week. So it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday on my upper body days. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday will be overhead press, bench press, overhead press as the pushing movements. And then all the other things, all the other movements and skills will be calisthenics focused skills. So here I am trying 62.5 kilos. And I got, I think, 2 sets with 62.5 for sets of 4. But one of the sets, the camera fell over. And one of the sets, I was going to get a 3rd set, but I failed. And you'll see that. I think it's this set here. First rep moved well. Second rep, I think, was a bit of a grind. Yeah, I still see a little bit of unevenness in my shoulders and lost balance there as well. And then it's this 3rd rep. I think I even cheated it a little bit, but it just wasn't there. Got it stuck, had to walk it back. But then what I did immediately after that, I dropped the weight and went straight back into 60 to make sure I finished out the set. And then I did 2 more sets, I believe it was, with 60 kilos. And the last set I did is kind of like a cluster drop set. So I did 3 reps, then 30 seconds rest, then 2 reps, and then about 20 seconds rest, and then 1 rep, and then I finished it. And once I finished the overhead press or strict press, whatever you want to call it, let me know what you think it's called in the comments. Some people say strict press, some people say military press, some people say overhead press. I like strict press because it means you have to have completely locked out legs and it's a completely entirely upper body movement. I'm sure that's the same for overhead press and military press, but whatever you want to call it. After I finished the strict press, I moved on to some muscle ups. I was tempted to superset these with the overhead press, but I know that I wanted to focus more on strict press. So you always do the thing you want to focus on first, the thing you want to put the most energy and intention into, the thing you want to improve at most, you always put that first. And then you move on to the movements in order of importance. And I'm actually really enjoying doing these muscle ups on this doorway pull-up bar, because I have to go all the way, because I don't have room for my legs to be fully extended in the bottom. I kind of have to do like a tuck/L sit muscle up. And I don't know why, but I actually find these easier than straight bar muscle ups when I have to keep my legs completely straight and be as strict as possible. I'm not sure why. I think it's because I can keep my legs a lot closer to my center of mass, and that might be the reason why. But thoroughly enjoying doing these inside, and I think that obviously it's the same movement. The form on this will carry over quite nicely to the straight bar muscle ups, and to be able to do like really, really slow and controlled L-sit muscle ups will be a fantastic achievement. But I'm not quite there yet. I still have to do quite a bit of kipping. But overall, I'm pleased with how these went. Sorry for cutting my head off there in the editing. It's kind of hard to line up my camera. I don't actually have a tripod at the moment. I'm just leaning my phone on whatever I can find. Yeah, that one was half decent, but then you see when I tried to get strict with the legs, I couldn't quite make it over. And once I completed the muscle ups, I moved on to some tuck or advanced tuck front lever raises. Really like these movements, this movement, because it's it's like a dynamic version of the front lever, and the front lever, I quite struggle with the isometric hold, but it's good to mix up some isometric movements with some dynamic movements where you're getting a full range of motion, muscle contraction. I only did 2 sets of 5. I could probably have even done more reps, but this is a fantastic exercise for training the lats and training the lats through a dynamic range of motion. And what you'll often find is that people who are really, really good at deadlifts are actually also quite good, even having never trained the front lever, actually being able to pull quite well with the front lever. It's kind of crazy because it's a very similar engagement of the latissimus dorsi muscle. And then lastly, I moved on to some planche leans. Yeah, planche leans. And I just wanted to do these as the hold. And I've never really done these before. And I just wanted to try out my brand new Parallettes. I actually made these the other day in my garage. Spent about an hour and a half making them just out of scrap that I found around. And they actually function really, really well. I'm quite pleased with them because I watched a video from a guy called Dominic Sky, and that inspired me to go and learn how to do a planche and some other advanced calisthenic skills. So you can follow my progress along that on my upper body days. But I'm pretty trash at planche so far. But yeah, overall, good upper body day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.